Stream the webinar going live, and here we are. Welcome, 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 welcome. Hi, this is the Instant Shakespeare Company, and today we're doing a special event, a a series of readings to celebrate Anton Chekhov. On what close to would have been his 165th birthday. I think his actual birthday is January 29th. But Chekhov is just such a wonderful writer. I mean, a writer of short stories, but also in terms of his plays. I think one of my acting teachers and friends was Jerry Hyken, who was a really terrific actor. And he was like, well, there's Shakespeare and there's Chekhov, and then there's just everybody else, because he just loved doing Chekhov because, Chekhov, I think, like Shakespeare, just sort of, the people are so important. And you see the love and respect for all of the characters that he writes. And I think that's something that is, because many writers, you sort of see them judging certain characters, but I think both Shakespeare and Chekhov really allowed characters to have their say. And so we want to celebrate that with some selections from some of his plays, and then also a reading of the proposal and some other things. And then also all of our participants, really appreciate you coming together to share in this love of of Chekhov, to sort of share anything, thoughts and insights that you have in terms of Chekhov. So anyways, and I'd like to start off first with some from his first play that was initially not a success, but then was produced by the Moscow Art Theater as like one of their earliest productions, and really helped to sort of define the Moscow Art Theater and really establish Stanislavski as an important director and theater teacher. And so Daniela is going to give us some speeches from Nina from The Seagull.
Hello, thank you so much for having me once again. I am Daniela, for those who don't know me. So I take acting classes with Thomas G. Waits, and last December I had the opportunity to do the last scene from The Seagull. There are quite a few monologue moments. I'm not sure if you want me to do them all or just pick one.
You can do them all, do as many as you want. Go ahead. Because I think Nina, I had all of these things picked out, like my picture of Chekhov and his wife, and this quote that my father had on his wall in his study, which is Nina from The Seagull. So go ahead and give us as much Nina as you'd like.
Okay, I'll start with the first one. All right. I was afraid you'd hate me. I dream every night that you look at me and don't recognize me. If you only knew. Ever since I've been back here, I've been walking around the lake. I've been near your house many times, but I couldn't bring myself to come in. Let's sit. Let's sit and talk and talk. It's so nice. So warm and cozy here. Listen to the wind. There's something in Turgenev. On such a night, happy he who has a roof over his head and a warm corner of his own. I'm a seagull. No, that's not what I mean. I'm sorry. What was I saying? Oh, yes, Turgenev. May the Lord help all homeless wanderers. It doesn't matter. It's nothing. It'll do me good. I haven't cried in 2 years. Last night I went to the garden to see if our stage was still there. When I saw it standing, I cried for the first time in 2 years. It was as if a weight started to lift from me. I started to feel lighter. Look, I'm not crying now. So, you've become a writer. You're a writer, and I'm an actress. We've been drawn into the maelstrom, the both of us. I was a happy child once. I'd wake up singing in the morning. I loved you and dreamed of being famous. And now, early tomorrow morning, I leave to Yelitz. 3rd class. With the peasants. In Yelitz, the businessmen will plague me with their attentions. Life is sordid. I'm going to fast forward and do the last bit. Why do you say you kiss the ground I walk on? You ought to kill me. I'm so tired. If only I could rest. Rest. I'm a seagull. No, I'm an actress. Yes. He's here too. Well, it doesn't matter. He doesn't believe in the theater. He laughed at my dreams until finally I stopped believing in them. I lost heart. And then there were the anxieties of love and jealousy, and worrying about the baby. I became narrow and trivial. My acting was bad. I didn't know what to do with my hands. Couldn't even stand properly on stage. Lost control of my voice. You've no idea what it's like to know you're acting badly. I'm a seagull. No, that's not what I mean. Do you remember you shot a seagull once? A man came along, saw a seagull, and destroyed it for fun. An interesting subject for a short story. I'm a seagull. No, that's not what I mean. What was I saying? My acting. I'm not like that anymore. I'm a real actress. I enjoy it. I revel in it. I'm intoxicated when I'm on stage and feel beautiful there. Ever since I've been back here, I've been walking and thinking, feeling my spirit and mind getting stronger every day. I know now, Kostya, what matters in our work. What matters for a writer or an actor is not fame, glory, or any of the things I dreamed about, but knowing how to endure, how to bear your cross and have faith. I have faith now, and it's not so painful anymore. When I think about my calling, I think about life. Scene, I'll call it there. It's too long, but thank you.
That's great. Thank you.
That was
Thank you.
Thanks.
Oh,
Thank,
Daniela, I was
you're a
crying.
lovely,
Man.
lovely Nina.
I was crying. Oh my goodness, that was.
Thank you so much. Thank you, guys.
I did Nina in the last year of drama school in England, and boy, oh boy, oh boy, boy.
Nina
And I
so
got to see
special.
Natasha Richardson in the West End that same year with Vanessa Redgrave, her mom, doing Arcadi. Oh my
Yeah.
God.
Thank
And I
you.
saw Meryl Streep do it a few years later in Central Park, and she was in Act Two. She's conspicuously doing a whole cartwheel. She did. Meryl Streep brought down the house, you know.
Love that. Nina bringing down the house. Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Thank
But
you so much.
Daniela,
Thank
that
you.
was beautiful. Thank
It
you.
was really beautiful. Yes.
And
I
we're so
loved it.
grateful for young people now in this group.
It's so
Yeah.
nice to listen to.
Yeah, no, it's so great. And I think one of the things that we have to, that's interesting to remember about the seagull is that it's, the Chekhov called it a comedy. I mean, a lot of people now translate it as a play, or
Yes.
they don't take the comedy thing. But I mean, because it's like a comedy where he shoots himself at the end of the play, you know, but it's really, it's because the seagull is Nina, and by what she's been able to find, and that strength of like to endure, to keep doing the work is really the important thing as an artist. And I think that's what's just so wonderful and beautiful about that.
Yeah, really, all of his plays, they all wind up, the one word at the end is we have to endure. We just have to.
Yes, which
But
is
that's what we
also
have to do now pretty soon. Yeah.
yeah. Well, and it's also, I mean, with it being in January and us all having to deal with this really cold weather, it does help us put us in touch with that sort of Russian, Eastern European feeling.
Right, the mindset. Right, and he was a true Aquarius. I know. I try not to be too fatalistic about the zodiac signs, but they get the big picture. They're very smart, cerebral air signs.
Well, afterwards,
Care
you
about
and Michael
mankind
can
and
talk
womankind.
about astrological things, but let us continue on with the Chekhovian things. And so, Robert, you and your son are going to read a scene for us now.
Yay. Okay, bye, y'all.
That's right.
Break a leg, man. You're gonna be
So
so
fantastic.
excellent. All right.
So I'm Robert McLaughlin, and I'm waiting for, there we are. Unmute yourself.
Hi,
Introduce yourself.
I'm Anton. I'm Robert's son.
We have a genuine Anton amongst us.
I can't believe I just heard you say genuine.
But that's great.
All right. Here we go. Oh no. Oh, okay. Oh, I thought I messed up, but I didn't. All right. Ready when you are.
Leave me.
With great pleasure. I should have gone hours ago. But I repeat, I will not go until you return what you've taken from me.
I've taken nothing from you.
I'm being serious. Don't make me late. I should have left long ago.
I have taken nothing from you.
Really? Well, I'll wait a little longer. And then I'm sorry, I'll have to use force. We'll tie you up and search you. I mean that quite seriously.
As you please. What a fool. To shoot twice and not score a single hit. I'll never forgive myself for that.
If you had the urge to shoot, why didn't you put a bullet through your own head?
It's odd. I attempted murder, but no one's arresting me or going to prosecute me. So they must think I'm mad. I am mad. Unlike those who hide their lack of talent, their dullness, their crying heartlessness under the mask of professors and wise men. Unlike those who marry old men and then deceive them under the eyes of everyone. I saw you embracing her.
Yeah, I embraced her. And this is for you.
Well, it's a mad world with all of you in it.
That's silly.
Well, I'm mad. I have no responsibility for my actions. I have the right to say silly things.
An old trick. You aren't mad, but simply an eccentric, a buffoon. I used to consider all eccentrics sick. abnormal. But I'm now of the opinion that the normal condition of a man is to be eccentric. You're quite normal.
I'm ashamed. Hmm? You knew how ashamed I am. I'm 47. If I live to say 60, I've got 13 years. Oh, a long time. How will I get through those 13 years? What shall I do? Hmm? How will I fill them? Where? Oh, you have to understand. You have to understand. If I could only live the rest of my life somehow afresh, then could wake up to the calm morning and feel that I'd begun to live anew, that all the past was forgotten, dissolved somehow like smoke, begin a new life. And advise me how to begin, where to begin.
What a fool you are. What new life out there? Our situation, yours and mine, is hopeless.
Is it?
I'm sure of it.
Give me something. There's a burning feeling, all right? Here.
Stop it. Those who will live after us in 100 or 200 years' time, and who would despise us for living our lives so foolishly and with such a lack of taste, they may find a way of being happy. But we, you and I, only have one hope. The hope that when we lie in our coffins, we'll be visited by visions, perhaps even agreeable ones. Yes, my friend, in the whole district, there used to be only two decent, intelligent human beings, myself and you. But in the space of 10 years or so, the ordinary life we despise has dragged us down. It has poisoned our blood with its putrid exhalations, and we've become as commonplace as everybody else. But don't try and get round me. Give me back what you took from me.
I've taken nothing from you.
You took a jar of morphine from my traveling medicine chest. Look, if you were so absolutely set on committing suicide, then go into the woods and shoot yourself. But give back the morphine, or there'll be talk in conjuncture, and people will think I gave it to you. It'll be quite enough having to do your autopsy. Do you think I'll find that interesting?
Leave me alone. See?
Oh, great. Thank you. Thank you so much. Yes. Astroff and Vanya from Uncle Vanya. That's so, yeah, such a tremendous scene, and so much sort of relevance today in so many ways, because we're also, I mean, end of life issues are still something that we're dealing with, and with the very practical reason of why, yeah, if you're gonna kill yourself, all right, just go out and shoot yourself. Don't make me an accessory to your death, you know. So, but it is such a, and it's all interesting because that one he doesn't call Uncle Vanya a comedy. It's scenes from country life. And there is such a sort of, I mean, because I think that also something that both Shakespeare and Chekhov shared is that being from sort of provincial places and then going to a city, that they had that sense of the differences of like, because that's such an important thing. I mean, because really so much of the unhappiness, I think, is really for Sonia and Vanya, is that they're just so isolated out there.
Right.
You know, and that we can feel that, but that's also why I think that And this sort of vision, it comes in a lot of things that it's like eventually in the future things will get better, but here we are 100 years, more than 120 years after like he wrote these plays, and it's like they still are very much very resonant for today.
Yeah, the grass is always greener. The country people want the city. The city people are longing for the peace of the country.
Hey, Robert, Paul and I are doing the first scene with Marina and Astroff. Would you like to come in as Vanya? It's in the beginning. Do you have the PDF?
If Paul, perhaps you'll send me the PDF before that happens, and I'll.
Paul, can you send it to him?
Yeah, we'll do that.
If you have a hard copy of the play, Robert, you could just use that.
Yeah, well, let's use
Oh,
this.
no, they're different translations, so.
Yeah.
Oh.
But it's sometimes fun to hear the
We'll do it when
That's
when
true.
he's
Good.
ready. That would
Yeah,
be
give me the
great.
page number later, and
Yeah, well, it starts on page 1.
Oh,
And
okay.
it goes, I mean, you and he, it goes through quite a ways. Marina becomes out, but then Astroff and Voitsky continue. So it's up to you and Paul whether you want to keep on going a little bit. But it's a really nice scene.
yeah, the opening.
Okay. So he'll send it.
Yeah.
Oh, the birthday party, Irina's birthday party. Oh, cool.
No, this is all Vanya.
Vanya, I'm sorry. Boo! I'm out.
Yeah, let me just, I'll forward that to,
Sorry.
I mean, we could just do it with your, with whatever translation you've got, and we'll sort of hear the differences as we go.
That's
But
kind of neat. Yeah.
what do you want it, Robert? It's up to you. I just sent you the thing. Let me just open up mine.
Robert and family. That was wonderful. That really was, man. Yeah. I got to see Brian Bedford do Astroff and Maggie's. Oh no, that was Private Lives. Stratford. No, the great Martha Henry, my idol. She did Elena, and Marty Maradin was Sonia. William Hutt.
Virginia,
Vanya, I cried.
Virginia,
What?
I just want to do a sound check. Are you able to hear me okay?
Yes, we can hear you. I can hear you.
Doing a sound check. Okay, go on. I'm sorry. Hi, Jackie.
Hi. Hi, Michael. I can hear you.
Hi, Paul.
Hey there. Hi, Michael.
Yeah,
So
Now, what are you doing next?
the first scene from Vanya.
Well, I don't know if Robert's ready yet. We could do that later. Let somebody
Yeah,
else.
I am. So Paul has sent it to me, and I'm.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
there.
All right. Let me pull it up
I mean,
myself.
if I'm Vanya, I'm meant to be sleeping, aren't I?
Let me
For the
Wait a
first
second.
few pages, anyhow.
Yes.
wait, let me
I got. What's my cue? Where do you wake me up? Let's see.
wait a second. I
You've
got
spoken the truth, I think, is
Yeah.
thank you
Wait.
for that. You've spoken the truth.
This
That's
man knows his Chekhov. Oh, right.
I'm
right.
trying to pull this up. Wait a second. Ba-ba.
yeah. Because I mean, that's one of the things that I think. I mean, also the challenge of sort of people appreciating Chekhov is you really have to. I mean, it's Shakespeare has translated really well to films, and you have to give a lot of credit to Kenneth Branagh and I mean Julie Taymor and other filmmakers who've really made Shakespeare come alive. But Chekhov, I think one of the things that my father had said that he'd heard. Well, I think that Jerry Heiken had said about it is that the problem with Chekhov is that it's like you need to see everybody's reaction to what's going on stage. It's like really with Shakespeare, it's like the guy who's speaking is the main thing and you just follow who's speaking. But there's so much life that's going on in the background, and it's sort of harder to capture that on film, which is why I don't think they've been as
But
many.
Louis Malle,
True.
Vanya on 42nd Street.
That is a very
not
good.
bad.
Yeah, no, that does. I really like that one a lot. Yeah, and there've been other ones that have been more sort of adaptations, but yeah, it is that is the challenge, and it's worth it though because he's just writes such great characters. Jackie, you ready or you got
Yeah,
it?
wait, I have to read. I can't seem to pull it up, so I'm going to read it off my iPhone. Sorry, everybody. Give me 2 seconds. I shall read it off my iPhone. It's so much behind Three Sisters and everything else. Okay, here I just had it. I lost it. Uncle Vanya. Wait.
Yeah.
And so wait a second. Oh, life sucks sometimes. All right, pardon my. Okay. Okay, I got it. All right. All right. So, all right. Anytime you're all ready, I'm ready.
Okay, this is the very beginning of the play, Act One. Marina, a quiet-haired woman, is sitting at the table knitting a stocking. Astroff is walking up and down near her.
Oh, take a little tea, my son.
Somehow, I don't seem to want any.
Then when you have a little vodka instead.
No, I don't drink vodka every day, and besides, it is too hot now. Tell me, nurse, how long have we known each other?
Oh, let me see. How long is it, Lord? Oh, no, help me to remember. You first came here into these parts. Let me think. When was it? Sonia's mother was still alive. It was 2 winters before she died. That was 11 years ago. Oh, perhaps more.
Have I changed much since then?
Oh, yes, you were handsome and young then, and now you're an old man and not handsome anymore. You drink too.
Yes, 10 years have made me another man. And why? Because I am overworked. Nurse, I am on my feet from dawn till dusk. I know no rest. At night, I tremble under my blankets for fear of being dragged out to visit someone who is sick. I have toiled without repose or a day's freedom since I have known you. Could I help growing old? And then, existence is tedious anyway. It is a senseless, dirty business, this life, and goes heavily. Everyone about here is silly, and after living with them for 2 or 3 years, one grows silly oneself. It is inevitable. Oh, see what a long mustache I have grown. A foolish long mustache. Yes, I am as silly as the rest, nurse, but not as stupid. No, I have not grown stupid. Thank God, my brain is not addled yet, though my feelings have grown numb. I ask nothing. I need nothing. I love no one, unless it is yourself alone. I had a nurse just like you when I was a child.
Don't you want something to eat?
No. During the 3rd week of Lent, I went to the epidemic at Malotskroy. It was eruptive typhoid. The peasants were all lying side by side in their huts, and the calves and pigs were running about the floor among the sick. Such dirt there was, and smoke, unspeakable. I slaved among those people all day. Not a crumb passed my lips, but when I got home, there was still no rest for me. A switchman was carried in from the railroad. I laid him on the operating table, and he went and died in my arms under chloroform. And then my feelings that should have been deadened awoke again. My conscience tortured me as if I had killed the man. I sat down and closed my eyes like this and thought, will our descendants 200 years from now, for whom we are breaking the road, remember to give us a kind word? No worse, no nurse. They will forget.
Man is forgetful, but God remembers.
Thank you for that. You have spoken the truth. You're muted, Vanya.
Yes.
Have you been asleep?
Yes. Very, very much so. Ever since the professor and his wife have come, our daily life seems to have jumped the track. I sleep at the wrong time, drink wine, eat all sorts of messes for luncheon and dinner. It isn't wholesome. Sonia and I used to work together and never have an idle moment. But now Sonia works alone and I only eat and drink and sleep. Something's wrong.
Such confusion in the house. The professor gets up at 12. The samovars kept boiling all the morning, and everything has to wait for him. Oh, before they came, we used to have dinner at 1 o'clock, like everybody else, but now we have it at 7. The professor sits up all night writing and reading, and suddenly at 2 o'clock there goes ding-a-ling, ding-a-ling, the bell. Heavens, what is that? The professor wants some tea. Wake the servants, light the samovar. Oh, Lord, what disorder.
Will they be here long?
100 years. The professor has decided to make his home here.
Look at this now. The samovar has been on the table for 2 hours, and they're all out walking.
Hey, all right, don't get excited. Here they come.
Well, that's yes, and then we have a whole bunch of other people come in, so I guess we'll end there. But yeah, that's from the beginning of the play, and also
Probably.
setting up why why Vanya would want to take a shot at Sarah Brankoff. It sounds like Marina does it. I mean, it's like, yeah, you're not really that crazy to want to shoot this guy, you know. But so that
Oh,
was.
you guys are breaking my heart already. I can't go out with the readings.
Yes, well, that is. I mean, Chekhov. It's so much heartbreaking. Heartbreaking plays, but I think that I mean it is, and I mean now of course I've actually haven't read it, but you know it's also been Christopher Durang did his own sort of update onto this, and I mean Chekhov is
Oh, cool. I want to read that.
very
Because
very
the absurdist nature of the people, always, all humans, Christopher Durang really knows that.
yeah well
Funny
he also-
side of it
also,
all.
yeah he also did and did a lot of sort of I mean there was one thing The Idiots Karamazov, which was a play that Christopher Durang and Albert Inarritu had done at Yale, and that it had sort of as the sort of narrator was sort of Constance Garnett, who was played by Meryl Streep, because that was when Meryl Streep was at Yale. And but it's a very, very funny play playing off, I mean, a lot of the Russian literature and the brothers Karamazov.
Yeah, the angst.
Yeah.
The huge open space of the steps, the vodka, the cold. It's always so freezing cold.
But I mean, I think one of the things, though, that people don't appreciate enough about Chekhov is that he's also got such a comic sensibility. I mean, even in Vanya, I mean, there's some laughs, and in fact, actually, the attempt almost becomes absurdist, where he's like, tries to shoot him and can't get him, which is thank goodness, you know. But it's really. Because it does actually, at least even though he doesn't kill him, it does make the professor like, obviously I gotta go someplace else. So.
Get help. Yeah.
All right. So so now I guess moving on to the Three Sisters. Was there a scene we wanted to do?
Oh, yeah, excellent. All right. Yeah, we're gonna do the very beginning of Act
Oh, let me get.
Act 3, which is page 16.
I have to pull that one up. Will you
I'm
say?
deliberately making my shirt the wrong buttons because Anfisa's in her 80s. She's losing it, man. But she's given her whole life to this Prozorov family. You know, for once, I'm too young for the role for once, but
What page was that on?
it's 68, I think, something like
Wait a
that.
sec. Give
Let
me
me
a
get the
second.
PDF. I'm bringing the PDF up. Okay.
Wait, Three Sisters.
come
Let
on,
me
give me-
see.
give me
I'm
the-
trying to get these things up
I
here.
know. All right,
It-
here, the
it-
different
it-
screens. Here we go.
I can't get it up yet. Wait a second. I'm going to have to pull it
No,
off.
you just click on the attachment there in your email, Jack. You know?
That's what I'm going to have to do. I have
That's,
to.
it's,
I
that's
done.
all you have to do. Can I just tell everybody that you can see me, right? I can only see the PDF.
We can see.
The reason that I was a little hopping around, like a couple moments, I couldn't have the PDF for a second when I was doing, you know, when I was Mastering Henry VIII in December, and I was doing Catherine of Aragon. Is my computer, I could always just easily make the PDF scroll down and everything with my right hand, do the arrow or the next screen thing. Recently, it just won't do that anymore. The only way I can make the PDF scroll along the script is with the mouse, and it hops too fast and it goes too many pages. You have to be really tricky with the mouse.
What page again? Sorry.
It's 60. Oh, I'm almost there. Okay, here we go. Sorry.
77.
So if you guys, if I lose my place for a moment, that's why. I have a new way I have to turn.
What page is it?
All right, I'm almost there now. It's page 60. Wait, it's
I
70.
believe it's
I'm almost there now.
77, Act
70.
3, Scene 1.
Yeah, Act 3, Scene 1 is page 77, Jackie. 77. All right, you there?
Oh, I'm not there yet.
All right.
Sorry.
I was gonna get, oh man,
I thought they'd all roll up, but they haven't.
yeah, I got this. Okay, so you are Olga, the oldest
Right.
sister.
No, it's not 71.
Man, I got to be a
77.
What?
77. Page
77.
my junior year at NYU. I guess you were a freshman then.
Yeah.
And I got to be Irina. Wow, that was 6,000 years ago.
It's 77.
Yes, 77.
Okay, anytime you're ready.
Yeah, you ready?
You're first, yeah.
Yes, okay. I got the right crapped out eyes for Anfisa. Right. Now they were downstairs, sitting under the stairs. I said to them, "Won't you come up?" I said, "You can't go on like this." And they simply cried. We don't know what a father is. We don't know where father is. They said he may be burnt up by now. What an idea. And in the yard, there are some people also undressed.
Here, take this gray dress and this
Yeah.
and the blouse as well. Take the skirt too. Here, my God, how awful it is. The whole of the something done. Wait a second.
The whole of Kirsanovsky.
I know, wait a second. This I have to go back.
I understand. Olga, my love.
Wait, take this. Wait, the road. My God, how awful it is. The whole of the Kirsanovsky's road seems to have burned down. Oh, take this and this. And oh, the poor Vershunins are so frightened. Their home was nearly burnt. They ought to come here for the night. They should not be allowed to go home. Poor Fedonik is completely burnt out. There's nothing left.
Couldn't you call Farapont, Olga dear? I can hardly manage.
They never answer. Oh, here, take these things down. The Kabachnik girls are down below, and let them have this too. Oh, go on, go.
Yes, in the year 12, Moscow was burning too. Oh my God, the Frenchmen were surprised.
Oh, go on.
Yes,
Nurse, dear, let them have everything. We don't want anything. Give it all to them, nurse. I'm tired. I can hardly keep on my legs. The Fishinins must be allowed to go home. The girls can sleep in the drawing room, and Alexander Ignagovich can go downstairs in the Baron's flat. Fedonik can go there too, or else into our dining room. Oh, the doctor is drunk, beastly drunk, as if on purpose, so nobody can go to him. Fishunin's wife too may go into the drawing room.
Oh, Olga, dear girl. Don't dismiss me. Don't dismiss me.
Nonsense. You're talking nonsense. Nobody is dismissing.
No, my dear, precious girl. I'm working. I'm toiling away. I'm growing weak. And they'll all say go away. Where shall I go? Where? I'm 81 years old.
You sit down, dear nurse, dear. You're tired, poor dear. Oh, rest, dear. Oh, you're so pale. Somebody read Natasha.
No, I'm Natasha. I'm Natasha.
Oh, you're Natasha. Oh, right, you're Natasha.
Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Look, they are saying that the committee to assist the sufferers in the fire must be formed at once. What do you think of that? It's a beautiful idea. Of course, the poor ought to be helped. It's the duty of the rich. Bobby and little Sophie are sleeping. Sleeping? As if nothing at all was the matter. There's such a lot of people here. The place is full of them, wherever you go. There's influenza in the town now. I'm afraid the children may catch it.
In this room, we can't see the fire. It's quiet here.
Yes, I suppose I'm all untidy. Where's my lipstick? What was I saying? Oh, they say I'm growing stout. No, it's not true. It certainly isn't true. Masha's asleep. The poor dear is tired. Tired out. It's still my line. And, oh. Anfisa, don't dare to be seated in my presence. Get up! Out of this! Out!
Well,
I don't understand. What makes you keep on that old woman?
excuse me, I don't understand either.
She's no good here. She comes from the country. She ought to live there. Spoiling her, I call it. I like order in the house. We don't want any unnecessary people here. We're tired, poor thing. Our headmistress is tired. And when my little Sophie grows up and goes to school, I shall be so afraid of you.
I shan't be headmistress.
Oh, they'll appoint you, Olga. It's settled.
I refuse the post. I can't. I'm not strong enough. You were so rude to Nurse just now. I'm sorry, I can't stand it. Everything seems dark in front of me.
Oh, forgive me, Olga. Forgive me. What was I saying here? The PDF went all around and is
Remember, dear,
smoke everywhere. What page are we on now? I've got a
page on
understand you.
82.
The top of 83?
82.
Top of 83?
Top of
She's
82.
only okay, wait, let me get up a little bit. I'm too much in my props here. That's very
Because
Natasha.
I don't want to.
No, I'm
annoy you.
here. Forgive me, Olga. Forgive me. I didn't want to annoy you.
Remember, dear, we have been brought up in an unusual way, perhaps. But I can't bear this. Such behavior has a bad effect on me. I get ill. I simply lose heart.
Oh, forgive me. Forgive me. Forgive me.
Oh, even the least bit of rudeness, the slight of impoliteness upsets me.
Well, I often say too much. It's true. But you must agree, dear. She could do just as well live in the country.
She has been with us 30 years.
But she can't do any work now. I don't understand. Or you don't want to understand me. She's no good for work. She can only sleep or sit about.
And let her sit about.
Sit about. She's just sitting about. What do you mean? She's only a servant. Huh? I don't understand you, Olga. I've got a nurse, a wet nurse. We've a cook, a housemaid. What do you want that old woman for as well? What good is she? The fire alarm, eh?
I'm growing 10 years older tonight.
Well, we must come to an agreement, Olga. Your place is in the school. Mine, the home. Oh, my nails. You devote yourself to teaching and I to the household. And if I talk about servants, then I do know what I am talking about. I do know what I am talking about. And tomorrow, there's to be no more of that old thief, that old hag, that witch. And don't you dare to annoy me. Don't you dare. It's really, if you don't move downstairs, we shall always be quarreling. This is awful. Kollegin comes in. Well, I guess we're not doing Kollegin. I don't need Masha's.
Where's Masha? It's time we went home.
I don't think is that's
Okay.
all we're doing, right?
Yeah, that's all. I want to take actually a little bit further on. I'm just going to do Chibudikin
Oh,
when
great.
he comes in,
Go ahead,
the
go
doctor, because it's very funny. I actually, when we were at NYU, there was a production of Three Sisters, and I played Chibudikin like
I remember.
40 years ago.
I was Irina. That was the spring of
Oh, right, yes,
was
that was
March,
we were in that one.
1981.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember you now. Because we had to get a few ringers for our class. We didn't have it. By that time, everybody had transferred out. I remember now, Paul.
Yes.
And we had
Okay.
it. Yeah.
All right.
Paul's coming back. My mom.
You
Yeah,
enter and
Julius
say, "Where's
Scalacci
Marsha?"
directed.
Right? You're entering saying, "Where's Marsha?"
And Laurence Olivier played Chibudikin in the movie. Wow.
Yeah, well, I'm just doing Chibudikin's speech where he comes
Oh,
in
that's beautiful.
and
All right,
he's
so
kind of drunk.
we'll say
yeah.
bye-bye because we're standing in the back of that room when you do it anyway. So bye-bye. Oh, man.
Yeah, devil take them all. Take them all. Take them all. They think I'm a doctor and I can cure everything and I know absolutely nothing. I've forgotten all I ever knew. I remember nothing. Absolutely nothing. Devil take it. Last Wednesday, I attended a woman in Zazip and she died. And it's my fault that she died. Yes. I used to know a certain amount 5 and 20 years ago. But I don't remember anything now. Nothing. Perhaps I'm not really a man, and I'm only pretending that I've got arms and legs and a head. Perhaps I don't exist at all and only imagine that I walk and eat and sleep. Oh, if only I didn't exist. The devil only knows. Day before yesterday, they were talking in the club. They said, Shakespeare, Voltaire. I'd never read it all. And I put on an expression as if I had read. And so did the others. Oh, how beastly. How petty. And then I remembered the woman I killed on Wednesday, and I couldn't get her out of my mind. And everything in my mind became crooked, nasty, wretched. So I went and drank. So that was another, I mean, it's interesting, the doctors, I mean, because Chekhov was a doctor, and Astroff and Chibudikin and also in Seagull Dorn, and that they're always sort of a character because that was a perspective he knew so well, and
Right,
the
'cause he was a doctor.
possible conditions that doctors had to work under in those days, you know, and but that's, yeah. And the Three Sisters is all he called a drama because that definitely has a not happy ending.
Oh.
With so much, because basically all of them are their dream. They're not going to get to Moscow.
No. Wait, where I forget. You know where they are located, provincial town. It's been figured out that probably that is quite a bit east of Moscow, right? Like toward the north, not as far as Siberia east, but right
I believe
around
so.
that part of Russia. I think they figured
Yeah.
like way out in the boonies, man.
Yeah. Well, that's also, yeah, the sense that you have in the Three Sisters, as in Vanya, and also even in the Seagull and Cherry Orchard, is this idea of there's the country life, you know, and how far away that can be from like where things
Big city lights.
like Moscow, where they all want to get to Moscow, and
Yeah, but as we learned with the Russian Revolution, without all those peasants producing the food and everything, there would be no city lights, you know?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it is. Yeah, it's so interesting in terms of how, yeah, how Chekhov was really writing about the world, which you can sort of see prefiguring what was going to lead to the Russian Revolution. But instead of it really becoming something, as too often, I mean, governments, once they get into power, they're more about maintaining power from themselves than
Yeah,
actually
great tip.
helping the people, taking care of what's best for everybody. And so that's the challenge we have. So that was I don't know. Angus hasn't gotten here yet.
Oh, well,
I'm not sure.
do you want to do the oh, so we're right away into tragedy in spite of himself already? We got there already? Yeah.
Well, I mean, is there? Do people have anything they want to do from the cherry orchard?
Well, I
Okay.
wanted to do a scene, but Kenneth is not here with a scene where they sit out by the river and she talks about her husband and he's trying to convince her to, let me see if I can,
Lopakin, and
yeah, but Paul could read that if I could just
yeah,
pull it, the cherry orchard, I could pull it
Yeah.
up. I would have, let me find what page that is on. Do you know what page those things are on?
So this is where.
Where they're out by the river and he tries to convince her and she
I
says,
think
"Take
that's Act 3.
Act 3?
No, I think that's Act Two.
Act 2,
Oh,
it's
Act
Act
two.
2, Act 2. Let me find it. Like, what page does Act 2 start where she's,
I mean, I'm not sure if.
yeah, it's with the brother and the landlord. Act 2, let's see, let me, with
Yeah.
Lubov.
Gaev and Lopakin, yeah.
Uh-huh,
Michael could do one of them, and Paul.
I was saying, if you need me, I'm here, you know.
okay, wait, let's see, let me just find it.
The cherry orchard now, I don't have that downloaded yet, so I better find.
Okay, let's see. Let me
Yeah.
just find Act 2.
I could pull it. I could pull it up if you want.
Wait a second, I'm pulling it up. I've almost got it here. Hold on.
I forgot to
Past Anyasha, Lubog, let's see.
Once you find it, let me know what page so I can get.
It's
Okay,
41,
okay.
page 41.
Thank
Oh,
you.
wait. It actually starts with Lubov. I'd say the middle of 43, where he says to her, the rich man Dragulov is preparing to buy your estate. Page 43.
Okay, I mean, when they came in was on 41, but
Well, that would be okay with me if everybody wants to do different parts. I'll do Lubov. If other people read that, 41 is fine with me. I just want to get it down and get
because I
everything
think
else moved around.
that's where it starts, where they
Okay.
come in. That's where
Dasha comes,
Gaev
right.
and Lepakin come in, and so I'll
Right,
read,
okay, so whoever wants to read Lupaka and be,
and then Michael, you want to read Gaev?
The cherry orchard, I can't find it here.
You want me to email it to you again?
Yeah, if you want to email it to me right away, thanks, and I'll get it right now.
Yeah. It's just when
I'll load it right away. Hold on.
What page? I got Cherry Orchard, but it's good to have a man do it. It's
Which part do you want me to do in this?
Gaev.
Gaev, page 43 is where the scene.
41. We're going to start at the beginning of the scene.
41.
Who's Gaev in this again?
He's
her brother?
Yeah.
Who?
The
Look-
brother?
Brother, okay. Did I
What is it?
pick the one who's visiting? No,
It's the brother.
the older one.
Yeah, the brother.
All right,
Okay.
I didn't get it yet, brother. I got international living as my top thing so far. Let me see if I can find it from when you sent it earlier.
Okay, I've just sent it again.
All right. Hopefully I'm going to get it now.
So yeah. And I mean, I think that, let me just get back to that. And there we are. But yeah, it's, cause yeah, it's one of I mean, the Cherry Orchard, which was, I mean, Chekhov's last play. And one of the things that I think is really interesting about it is that I mean, I think you have to give, I mean, Chekhov a lot of credit for Stanislavski's sort of whole development of an acting system, because he demanded, Chekhov's plays demanded a strength of naturalistic acting that I mean, I think helped to inspire Stanislavski to develop his teaching methods. But one of the things that I think was very interesting about them was that they were from such different perspectives, because when Chekhov, I mean, his father was a peasant, and I mean, he, because of education and by being a writer and a doctor, he was really able to go up the social ladder, whereas Stanislavski came from an aristocratic family. And so he was able to sort of remain an aristocrat even through the Russian Revolution, you know, because of the Moscow Art Theater and all of that. But I mean, I think that one of the interesting things about the Cherry Orchard, when Chekhov sent it to them, he wanted Stanislavski to play Lopakhin. But Stanislavski insisted on playing Gaev, because that's who he identified more with, of somebody from the nobility, and that. So I think that's one of the perspectives, and also one of the things that happened was that in terms of Act Two, there's like two very different versions of it. There's the version that Chekhov had written, and then Stanislavski really made him change it, because I think he didn't understand it. I'd first found out from a book, Chekhov the Dramatist, which had the scenes, and also this TCG edition by Richard Nelson also includes the other alternate version of Act Two, which was more Chekhov's thing. But so anyways, just a little perspective. Are we ready to go now?
I'm all set. I'm good.
Okay, page 41, Act Two from the Cherry Orchard. Enter Luba, Gaev, and Lopakhin. You must make up your mind definitely. There's no time to waste. The question is perfectly plain. Are you willing to let the land for villas or no? Just one word, yes or no. Just one word.
Who is smoking those horrible cigars here?
They built that railway. That's made this place very handy. Went to town and had lunch, right in the middle. I like to go in now and have just one game.
We'll have time.
Just one word. Give me an answer.
Oh,
Really?
I had a lot of money yesterday, but there's very little today. My poor Varya feeds everybody on milk soup to save money. In the kitchen, the old people don't get peas, and I spend recklessly. Oh, they're all over the place.
No, permit me to pick them up.
Please do, Yasha. And why do I go and have lunch there? A horrid restaurant with hand and tablecloth smelling of soap. Why do you drink so much, Leon? Why do you eat so much? Why do you talk so much? You talked again too much today in the restaurant, and it wasn't at all to the point. About the 70s and about decadent and to whom? Talking to the waiters about decadence.
Yes.
I can't be cured. That's obvious. What's the matter? Why do you keep twisting about in front of me?
I can't listen to your voice without laughing.
Either he or I.
Oh, go away, Yasha. Get out of this.
I'll go at once, this minute. The rich man, Daraganov, is preparing to buy your estate. They say he'll come to the sale himself.
Where did you hear that?
They say so in town.
Our Yaroslav aunt has promised to send something, but I don't know when or how much.
How much will she send? 100,000 rubles or 2, perhaps?
I'd be glad of 10 or 15,000.
You must excuse me saying so, but I've never met such frivolous people as you before, or anybody so unbusinesslike and peculiar. Here I am, telling you in plain language that your estate will be sold, and you don't seem to understand.
What are we to do then? Tell us what.
I tell you every day. I say the same thing every day. Both the cherry orchard and the land must be leased off for villas, and at once, immediately. The auction is staring you in the face. Understand. Once you do definitively make up your mind to the villas, then you'll have as much money as you want and you'll be saved.
Villas and villa residents. It's so vulgar, excuse me, but
I entirely agree with you.
I must cry or yell or faint. I can't stand it. You're too much for me, you old woman.
Really?
Old woman.
oh, oh, don't go away. Do stop. Be a dear, please. Perhaps we'll find some way out.
What's the good of trying to think?
Oh, please don't go away. It's nicer when you're here. I keep on waiting for something to happen, as if the house is going to collapse over our heads.
Colin,
We have been too sinful.
What sins have you committed?
they say that I've eaten all my substance and sugar candies.
Oh, my sins. I've always squandered money about without holding myself in like a mad woman. And I married a man who made nothing but debts.
Mm.
My husband died of champagne. He drank terribly. And to my misfortune, I fell in love with another man and I went off with him. And just at the time, it was my first punishment. A blow that hit me right in the head here in the river. My boy was drowned. And I went away, right away, never to return, never to see this river again. I shut my eyes and I ran without thinking. But he ran without me, after me, without pity, without respect. I bought a villa near Mentone because he fell ill there, and for 3 years I knew no rest either by day or night. The sick man wore me out, and my soul dried up. And last year, when they sold the villa, when I sold the villa to pay my debts, I went away to Paris. And he robbed me of all I had, and then he threw me over, and he went off with another woman. I tried to poison myself. It was so silly, so shameful. And then suddenly, I longed to be back in Russia, my own land with my little girl. Oh, Lord, Lord, be merciful. Lord, be merciful to me. Forgive me my sins. Punish me no more. I had this today from Paris. He begs me for forgiveness. He implores me to return. Do I have music?
That is our celebrated Jewish band. You remember, 4 violins, a flute, and a double bass.
Oh, so it still exists. It would be nice if they came along some evening.
I can't hear. For money, will the Germans make a Frenchman of a Russian? I saw an awfully funny thing at the theater last night.
I'm quite sure there wasn't anything at all funny. You ought to go and see plays. You ought to go and look at yourself. What a great life you lead. What a lot of you talk about unnecessarily.
It's true. To speak the straight truth, we live a silly life. My father was a peasant, an idiot. He understood nothing. He didn't teach me. He was always drunk and always used a stick on me. In point of fact, I'm a fool and an idiot too. I've never learned anything. My handwriting is bad. I write so that I'm quite ashamed before people, like a pig.
You ought to get married, my friend.
Yes, that's true.
Why not to Varya? She's a nice girl.
Yes.
She's quite homey in her ways, works all day, and what matters most, she's in love with you. And you've liked her for a long time.
Well, I don't mind. She's a nice girl.
I'm offered a place in a bank, 6,000 rubles a year.
Well, what's the matter with you? Stay where you are.
And then, should we stop there, or do you want to go on?
Oh, it's up to you.
Fierce comes in. Please, sir, put this on. It's damp.
You're a nuisance, old man.
It's all very well. You went away this morning without telling me.
How old you've grown, Fiels.
I beg your pardon?
I said,
She says you've grown very old. I've been alive a long time. They were already getting ready to marry me off before your father was born. And when the emancipation came, I was already first valet. Only I didn't agree with the emancipation and remained with my people. I remember everybody was happy, but they didn't know why. It was very good for them in the old days. At any rate, they used to beat them. Rather, the peasants kept their distance from the masters, and the masters kept their distance from the peasant. But now everything's all anyhow, and you can't understand anything.
Be quiet, Fiers. Got to go to town tomorrow. I've been promised an introduction to a general who may lend me money on a bill.
oh,
Nothing-
nothing. Oh, sorry, that's you. Go ahead.
Nothing will come of it, and you won't pay your interest, don't you worry.
Oh, he's talking rubbish. There's no general at all.
You gotta keep going?
And I think we could stop there, because
Yeah,
that's...
okay. That was
But yeah, it's such a yeah, wonderful.
And you all. Ah, it's great. Man, I saw Meryl Streep play Dunyasha in 1977. I was 17. Lincoln Center. My dad took me. Jesus. Irene Worth. But she won in that matinee. And her understudy, Jackie Brooks, went on. And she would, later that year, she was my technique acting teacher in NYU. She was great. But
I
Irene
saw
Irene Worth must have been
Worth.
amazing.
I liked her in it. I saw the Cherry Orchard.
Jackie, you made me
Lincoln
cry
Center.
just now. Oh my gosh. And Paul and Mikey. Oh, sorry, I interrupted. What?
Oh, I saw Irene Worth play Lubov, and I liked her a lot. I thought she was really,
Great.
really good.
Great. An American that went to England and just, wow, what an actress. And she did her one-woman show toward the end of her career. I was up at Stratford like 2 years after that. I was 19. And I thought the show, it was at the smallest theater. It was a one-woman show about letters from cool, famous people all throughout history. And I looked at the ticket wrong. And I showed up half an hour later, whatever, in the show. And I was in the front row in this little space. And I show up. Oh, excuse me. She's doing her thing on stage, one-woman show. She glared at me. I thought the show started
Faye
at like
Dunaway did one of those
8 o'clock, but it
characters.
started at 7:30. I fucked the fuck up. I'll never forget that. Oh my God, Irene Worth.
What about Faye Dunaway was in the Cherry Orchard? I just can't remember.
Yeah.
Which,
Oh yeah, she played.
yeah. I don't remember who she played. Maybe she played the daughter, or maybe she played Lubavov. I don't remember. It's so
Oh.
long ago. It was a long, long time ago. But I saw both productions with
Yeah, wow.
both of them.
Raul Julia was Lopakin when I saw that Lincoln Center production. Oh God, Paul, you were wonderful. You were wonderful. You were wonderful, and Mikey, you were wonderful.
I missed the theater when you could afford a ticket easily.
I know.
Right. But
Right?
lately I've been getting these like TDF and $44
Yeah.
tickets. As soon as you see it go up, I grab a ticket to something.
Well, just, hey, everybody out there who might be watching this and everything, put a reading together with your neighbors. Be an amateur. I mean, we're all amateurs now at this point. Some of us have been equity or whatever. You don't have to be Shakespeare for everyone. Chekhov for everyone. Go and organize a reading. If theater's too expensive, F them. F these producers. Because in New York, real estate's so expensive, blah, blah, agreed. The tourists all go, and they can't even understand Chekhov. That's why they don't put Chekhov on Broadway. They just do spectacles, musicals. Okay, I will now be quiet.
Yeah, well, I mean, there are a lot of, there've been a lot of really excellent Chekhov productions I've seen over the years. But I mean, and it's interesting you talk about the Irene Worth Cherry Orchard, and apparently, like Diane Lane was in it as a young girl, and she ended up playing Luba in the Roundabout production that I saw. And I liked very much, but they really didn't get very good reviews because It was too funny. I mean, there was a lot of humor in it, and they think, oh no, if it's Chekhov, it's got to be all
No,
serious.
but it's got to be a balance. You have to do a balance.
But there's also that humor that I think is so.
Yeah, I started laughing and I didn't even realize I was going to
That
laugh.
was beautiful, Jackie. I love that part.
I just
Hey,
broke down
Mikey,
laughing.
are you there? We're going to do the proposal.
Well, I'll sit and watch.
Mikey and I are going to do the proposal, and Paul as the
Yes.
dad. This is the
Yes,
last.
actually, I do want to do just one more, unless somebody
Yeah.
else wants to do this. There's
Okay.
there's one speech, Trofimov's speech, also from Act Two of The Cherry Orchard,
Oh,
which is
beautiful. All right,
just
I'm out of here.
my favorites
I'm listening.
of that. So I just want to share that because I just really like that speech. The human race progresses, perfecting its powers. Everything that is unobtainable now will someday be near at hand and comprehensible. But we must work. We must help with all our strength those who seek to know what fate will bring. Meanwhile, in Russia, only a very few of us work. The vast majority of those intellectuals whom I know seek for nothing, do nothing, are at present incapable of hard work. They call themselves intellectuals, but they use thou and thee to their servants. They treat the peasants like animals. They learn badly. They read nothing seriously. They do absolutely nothing. About science, they only talk. About art, they understand little. They are all serious. They all have severe faces. They all talk about important things. They philosophize. And at the same time, the vast majority of us, 99 out of 100, live like savages, fighting and cursing at the slightest opportunity, eating filthily, sleeping in the dirt and stuffiness with fleas, stinks, smells, moral filth, and so on. And it's obvious that all our nice talk is only carried on to distract ourselves and others. Tell me, where are those creches we hear so much about? And where are those reading rooms? People only write novels about them. They don't really exist. Only dirt, vulgarity, and Asiatic plagues really exist. I'm afraid, and I don't at all like serious faces. I don't like serious conversations. Let's be quiet sooner. So, anyways, I just like that. It's just interesting. I mean, as I somewhat different from how I remember it because of the translation, because things I've got are translations that are in the public domain.
What
And
page is that on?
That's a great
What
speech.
page is he
That
on?
was just a little bit further on. That was started on the bottom of 51.
Okay.
Was
That was really great. That's a great speech too.
Yeah, no, there's so many great things, and also I just love his things. It's like, oh no, you shouldn't go to the theater. You should look at what's happening in your life. You know,
Right, that's my line. I
That's
like
true.
that. Right.
Well, both, because theater helps you reflect what's going on in your times. If it's a good writer, they nail what's
But
going on.
Bob kicks him in the ass later, right?
Yeah, and what's great about theater, everybody, and film, it takes you out of your own problems people need entertainment. And then you get, that's catharsis, and
That's the gift of doing a play.
you're right.
No,
You're
I have
happy and sad with the characters. You get out of your own problems, your own self. You get relief from that, right?
Right.
That's catharsis, Greek catharsis. And then, and they're sexy up on stage, they're not sexy, they're happy, they're sad, whatever. And then you feel more refreshed to come back to your own life later. And you've learned a few things about humans along the way, hopefully, if it's decent writing and everything like that. And you had a few good
Chekhov writes the most wonderful speeches in the world for today. He really, really, the things he says, both in Uncle Vanya, the doctor, all the things that he says in the Cherry Orchard and the Seagull, everything he's such a modern.
It's true. He really realizes that character
really
wise.
is like
Wise. He's ahead of his time.
him.
Ahead of his time, like any conservationist,
Right,
Chekhov
right.
and
He's
James
amazing.
Cagney and everybody.
Amazing.
I was gonna say one more thing.
all right. So
Okay, well, we're gonna do the proposal now, right? Mikey, come on, man! I got all these great costumes for proposal. Come on, man! It's all about the costumes. Because this is the last minute thing we decided to do.
Yeah.
This morning. Mikey, you there? He just went away. There's his pretty garden.
I just also want to, if Robert or Daniela or Anton, if there's any other sort of Chekhov you want to share or anything, or
Oh, there's Mikey.
I'm here. I just want to see something if I should
Okay.
buy that or not.
Yeah, you guys want to? Are you still there, you guys, or not really?
Everybody left us?
They left.
No,
Well,
no,
Sun-
they're still
hi,
here.
Ma. Hi, Robert.
you're still here. It's just
Well, Sunday afternoon. You can't do Chekhov all day. Robert, you and Trudy Bird. That was 2 winters ago or 3. You were so good in the proposal. Oh, hilarious.
right.
Teeth. I hate my teeth. God.
Being that I'm in a lot of physical pain, I think it'll serve me well.
Oh, your teeth. Oh, you too with the teeth.
Not just
You know
teeth.
what's good for
Yours are
cognac
hurting,
or
and
if
mine
you
are just
get
hitting
some
it.
cheap brandy or cheap cognac. I
Ah.
found that kills pain quicker
can't
than
That stuff.
anything.
All right. You wanted your
Oh,
proposal,
I use
Mikey?
ganja. I use grass. That helps.
Yeah.
Okay.
Have
my
it
kid-
smoked.
Paul's gonna play my dad, even though in real life he's 2 years younger.
All right, so this is the proposal. The scene is laid at Chabukov's country house, and it's a drawing room. And I'm going to be, I don't know, Chabukov. I'm
It's the age of this young chap.
and then, all right. So, and Lomov is Michael, and Natalia Stepanovna.
Yes, I'm a bit long in the tooth, well, lost in the tooth, boy, but that's okay.
You? I am. All right.
Can I just get a mint? And I'm here. Oh, I'm right here. Okay, this is perfect. I'm ready.
That's funny.
You ready?
Yes, I can use this. Yes, I can use it.
All right. My dear fellow, whom do I see? Ivan Vasilovich. I am extremely glad. Now, this is a surprise, my darling. How are you?
Thank you. And how may you be getting on?
We just get along somehow, my angel, to your prayers and so on. Sit down, please do. Now, you shouldn't forget all about your neighbors, my darling. My dear fellow, why are you so formal in your get-up? Evening dress, gloves, and so on? Can you be going anywhere, my treasure?
No, I've come only to see you, honored Stepan Stepanovich.
Then why are you in evening dress, my precious, as if you're paying a New Year's Eve visit?
Well, you see, it's like this. I've come to you, honored Stepan Stepanovich, to trouble you with a request. Not once or twice have I already had the privilege of applying to you for help, and you have always, so to speak, I must ask your pardon. I'm getting excited. I shall drink some water, honored Stepan Stepanovich.
He's come to borrow money. Shan't give him any. What is it, my beauty?
You see, Honor Stepanovich, I beg your pardon, Stepan Honorovich. I'm awfully excited, as you will please notice. In short, you alone can help me, though I don't deserve it, of course, and haven't any right to count on your assistance.
Oh, don't go round and round it, darling. Spit it out. Well,
one moment. This very minute. The fact is, I've come to ask the hand of your daughter, Natalia Stepanovich, in marriage.
By Jove, Ivan Vasilovich. Say it again. I didn't hear it all.
I have the honor to ask.
Oh, my dear fellow, I'm so glad, and so on. Yes, indeed, and all that sort of thing. Oh, I've been hoping for it for a long time. It's been my continual desire. And I've always loved you, my angel, as if you were my own son. May God give you both his help and his love, and so on. And I did so much hope. What am I behaving in this idiotic way for? I'm off my balance with joy, absolutely off my balance. Oh, with all my soul, I'll go and call Natasha and all that.
Oh, Honor Stepanovich, do you think I may count on her consent?
Oh, of course, my darling, and as if she won't consent. She's in love, egad. She's like a lovesick cat, and so on. It shan't be long.
Oh, it's cold. I'm trembling all over, just as if I'd gotten an examination before me. The great thing is, I must have my mind made up if I give myself time to think to hesitate to talk a lot, to look for an ideal or for real love, then I'll never get married. It's cold. Natalia Stepanovich, excellent housekeeper, not bad looking, well educated. What more do I want? I'm getting a noise in my ears from excitement. And it's impossible for me not to marry. In the first place, I'm already 35, a critical age, so to speak. In the second place, I ought to lead a quiet and regular life. I suffer from palpitations. I'm excitable and always getting awfully upset. At this very moment, my lips are trembling, and there's a twitch in my right eyebrow. The very worst of it all is the way I sleep. I no sooner get into bed and begin to go off when suddenly something in my left side gives a pull, and I can feel it in my shoulder and head. I jump up like a lunatic, walk about a bit, and lie down again. But as soon as I begin to get off to sleep, there's another pull. And this may happen 20 times.
Well, there, it's you. And Papa said, go, there's a merchant come for his goods. How do you do, Ivan Vasilievich?
How do you do, honored Natalia Stepanova?
You must excuse my apron and negligee. We're shelling peas for drying. Why haven't you been here for such a long time? Sit down. Oh, won't you have some lunch?
No, thank you. I've had some already.
Oh, okay. The PDF here. I'm going here. Oh, well then smoke. Smoke. Here it matches. The weather's splendid now. But yesterday was so wet that the workmen didn't do anything all day. How much hay have you stacked? But just think, I felt greedy and I had a whole field cut. And now I'm not at all pleased about it because I'm afraid my hay may rot. Ooh, I ought to have waited a bit. But what's this? Why, you're in evening dress. Well, I never. Are you going to a ball or what? Though I must say, you look better. Tell me, why are you got up like that?
You see, Anna Natalia Stepanova, the fact is, I've made up my mind to ask you to hear me out. Of course, you'll be surprised and perhaps even angry, but it's awfully cold.
What's the matter? Well?
I shall try to be brief. You must know, Anna Natalia Stepanova, that I have long, since my childhood, in fact, had the privilege of knowing your family. My late aunt and her husband, from whom, as you know, I inherited my land, always had the greatest respect for your father and your late mother. The Lomovs and the Chupalkovs have always had the most friendly, and I might almost say the most affectionate regard for each other. And as you know, my land is a neighbor of yours. You'll remember that my oxen meadows touch your birch woods.
Wait, excuse me, my interrupting you. You say my oxen meadows, but are they yours?
Yes, mine.
What are you talking about? Oxen meadows are ours, not yours.
No, mine, honored Natalia Stepanova.
Well, I never knew that before. How do you make that out?
How? I'm speaking of those oxen meadows which are wedged in between your birchwoods and the burnt marsh.
Yes, they're ours.
No, you're mistaken, Anna Natalia Stepanova. They're mine.
Oh, just think, Ivan Vasilievich. How long have they been yours?
How long? As long as I can remember.
Really? You won't get me to believe that.
But you can see from the documents, Honored Natalia Stepanova, oxen meadows, it's true, were once the subject of a dispute, but now everybody knows that they are mine. There's nothing to argue about. You see, my aunt's grandmother gave the free use of those meadows in perpetuity to the peasants of your father's grandfather, in return for which they were to make bricks for her. The peasants belonged to your father's grandfather, had the free use of the meadows for 40 years, and had gotten to the habit of regarding them as their own. When it happened that...
No. It isn't at all like that. Both my grandfather and great-grandfather reckoned that their land extended to Burnt Marsh, which means that Oxen Meadows were ours. I don't see what there is to argue about. It's simply silly.
I'll show you the documents, Natalia Stepanovna.
Oh, well, now you're just simply joking or making fun of me. What a surprise. We've had the land for nearly 300 years, and then we're suddenly told that it isn't ours. Ivan Vasilievich, I can hardly believe my ears, my own ears. Those meadows aren't worth much to me, but oh man, and now the PDF goes hopping around, really hopping. I'm getting it back, but I'm really getting a little annoyed. Short plays of Chekhov, page what? Oh, you have the nerve to tell me that we're on page
23.
22. Okay, I'm almost there. Oh, yes. And those meadows aren't worth much to me. They can only come to 5 desyatins, 13.5 acres, and are worth perhaps 300 rubles, 30 pounds, $50. But I can't stand unfairness. Say what you will. I can't stand unfairness.
Hear me out, I implore you. Since of your father's grandfather, as I have already had the honor of explaining to you, used to bake bricks for my aunt's grandmother. Now, my aunt's grandmother, wishing to make them a pleasant...
Oh, well, I can't make head or tail of what's this about aunts and grandfathers and grandmothers. The meadows are ours, and that's that.
Mine.
Ours! You could go about proving it for 2 days on end. You could go out and put on 15. You could put on 15 dress jackets. But I tell you, they're ours. I don't want anything of yours, and I don't want to give up anything of mine. So there.
Ivana, I don't want the meadows, but I'm acting on principle. If you like, I'll make a present of them to you.
Well, I can make you a present of them myself, because they're mine. Your behavior, Ivan Vasilievich, is strange, to say the least. Up to this, we have always thought of you as a good neighbor, a friend. Last year, we lent you our threshing machine, although on that account, we had to put off our own threshing till November. But you behaved to us as if we were gypsies. Giving me my own land, indeed. No, really, no, that's not at all neighborly. In my opinion, it's even impudent, if you want to know.
And you make out that I'm a land grabber? Madam, never in my life have I grabbed anybody else's land, and I shan't allow anybody to accuse me of having done so. Oxen Meadows are mine.
We have some, but sorry, here's the samovar. No, it's not true. They're ours.
Mine.
It's not true. I'll prove it. I'll send my mowers out to the meadows this very day.
What?
Yes, my mowers will be there this very day.
I'll give it to them in the neck.
You dare!
Oxen Meadows are mine. You understand? Mine.
Oh, please don't shout.
Oh.
Shout yourself hoarse in your own house, but here, I must ask you to restrain yourself.
Wasn't, madam, for this awful, excruciating palpitation. If my whole inside wasn't upset, I'd talk to you in a different way. Oxen Meadows are mine.
Ours!
Mine.
Well, what's the
Ours,
matter?
ours,
What are you
ours.
shouting?
What? Papa, please tell to this gentleman who owns Oxon Meadows, we or he.
Darling, the meadows are ours.
Please, Stepan Stenovich, how can they be yours? Do be a reasonable man. My aunt's grandmother gave the meadows for the temporary free use of your grandfather's peasants. The peasants used the land for 40 years and got as accustomed to it as if it was their own. When it happened that...
Excuse me, my precious. You forget just this, that the peasants didn't pay your grandmother and all that because the meadows were in dispute and so on, and now everybody knows that they're ours. I mean, it means that you haven't seen the plan.
I also lost my place.
Right, me too. I'm hopping around. We're on page 27.
To you that they're mine.
Are we on page 27?
27.
Exactly. Oh, yeah.
And now everybody knows that they're ours. It means that you haven't seen the plan.
I'll prove to you that they're mine.
You won't prove it, my darling.
I shall.
You're one. Why yell like that? You won't prove anything just by yelling. I don't want anything of yours and don't intend to give up what I have. Why should I? And you know, my beloved, that if you propose to go on arguing about it, I'd much sooner give up the meadows to the peasants than to you. There.
Yeah.
Understand? How have you the right to give away somebody else's property?
You may take it that I know whether I have the right or not because, young man, I'm not used to being spoken to in that tone of voice and so on. I, young man, am twice your age and ask you to speak to me without agitating yourself and all that.
No, you just think I'm a fool and want to have me on. You call my land yours, and then you want to talk to you. You want me to talk to you calmly and politely. Good neighbors don't behave like that, Stepan Stenovich. You're not a neighbor, you're a grabber.
What's that? What did you say?
Papa, send the mowers out to the meadows at once.
What did you say, sir?
Oxon Meadows are ours, and I shan't give them up. Shan't give them up. Shan't give them up.
We'll see. I'll have the matter taken to court, and then I'll show you.
To court? You can take it to court and all that. You can. I know you. You're just on the lookout for a chance to go to court and all that. You pettifogger. All your people were like that. All of them.
Never mind about my people. The Lomovs have all been honorable people, and not one has ever been tried for embezzlement like your grandfather.
You Lomovs have had lunacy in your family, all of you.
All.
Your grandfather was a drunkard, and your younger aunt, Natasha Mihailovna, ran away with an architect, and so on.
And your mother was a humpbacked. Oh, something's pulling in my side. My head. Help.
Oh.
Mother.
Your father was a guzzling gambler.
And there haven't been many backbiters to equal your aunt.
My left foot has gone to sleep. You're an intriguer of my heart. Oh, and it's an open secret that before the last elections, you bring...
What? It's low.
My hat.
Huh? What? Where are we right now? Oh, yes, about the hat? Well, it's low. It's dishonest. It's mean.
And you're just a malicious, two-faced intriguer, yes.
Oh, here's my hat, my heart. Which way? Where's the door? Oh, I think I'm dying. My foot's quite numb.
And don't set foot in my house again.
Take her to the court. We'll see.
Devil take him.
We'll see.
Devil take him.
Yeah. What a rascal! What trust can we have in one's neighbors after that?
The villain, the scarecrow.
The monster. First, he takes our land. I'm moving the PDF. Our land, and then he has the impudence to abuse us.
And that blind hen, yes, that turnip ghost has the confound cheek to make a proposal and so on. What? A proposal?
Oh, I forgot. Oh, sorry. What proposal?
Why, he came here so as to propose to you.
I forgot. Sorry, I thought he already did, sort of. To propose? Oh, to me? I fucked up. Why didn't you tell me so before?
So he dresses up in evening clothes, the stuffed sausage, that wizen-faced frump.
To propose to me? Ah! Oh, bring him back! Bring him back! Bring him here!
Bring whom here?
Quick, quick! I'm ill! I'm ill! Fetch him! Fetch him!
What's that? What's the matter with you?
Well, I love him,
Oh,
you know.
unhappy man that I am. I'll shoot myself. I'll hang myself. We've done for her.
No, wait, where are we? Quick, I'm ill, I'm ill. Wait, fetch him. No, wait, we have to make the PDF go. Ah, the PDF's bouncing all around. I'm dying. Fetch him.
What's that? What's the matter with you? Oh, unhappy man that I am. I'll shoot myself. I'll hang myself. We've done
Fetch
for
him
her.
back.
Through at once. Don't yell.
No, I'm gonna be an old maid forever. What have they done to me? Fetch him back. Fetch him.
He's coming, and so on. Devil take him. Oof. Talk to him yourself. I don't want to.
Fetch him.
He's coming, I tell you. Oh, what a burden, Lord, to be the father of a grown-up daughter. I'll cut my throat. I will indeed. We cursed him, abused him, drove him out, and it's all you. You.
No, it was you.
I tell you, it's not my fault. Now you talk to him yourself.
Oh, my heart's palpitating awfully. My foot's gone to sleep. There's something keeps pulling at my side. Oh,
Oh, forgive us, Ivan Vasilievich here. We were all a little heated. I remember now. Oxen meadows really are yours.
my heart's beating awfully. My
Yes.
my meadows, my eyebrows are both twitching.
Oh, the meadows are yours. Yes, yours. Do sit down. Yeah. We were
I did it on principle. My land is worth little to me, but principle.
we were
you
wrong.
see.
We were wrong. Oh, yes, the principal. Just so. Now. Let's talk of something else. Yeah.
The more so as I have evidence. My aunt's grandmother gave the land to your father's grandfather's peasants.
Yes. Let that pass. I wish I knew how to get him started. Are you going to start shooting soon?
I'm thinking of having a go at the blackcock on Natalia Stepanova after the harvest. Oh, have you heard? Just think what a misfortune I've had. My dog, Gus, whom you know has gone lame.
Oh, what a pity. Why?
I don't know. Must have got twisted or bitten by some other dog. My very best dog, to say nothing of the expense. I gave Mironov 125 rubles for him.
Wow. Well, it was too much, Ivan Vasilievich.
Oh, I think it was very cheap. He's a first-rate dog.
Papa gave 85 rubles for his squeezer, and squeezer is heaps better than Guess.
Squeezer's better than Guess? Was an idea. Squeezer better than Guess?
Well, of course he's better. Of course Squeezer is young, but he may develop a bit, and now I have to do the PDF page, but on points and pedigree, he's better than anything that even Volkanetsky has got. Volchankanetsky's got.
Excuse me, Natalia Stepanova, but you forgot that he is overshot, and an overshot always means the dog's a bad hunter.
Overshot, you see. The first time I hear it.
I assure you that his lower jaw is shorter than the upper.
Have you measured?
Yes, he's all right at following, of course, but if you want him to get a hold of anything.
Oh. Well, I I have to make the PDF go down now. A couple more lines here. In the first place, our squeezer is a thoroughbred animal, the son of harness and chisels. While there's no getting at the pedigree of your dog at all. Well, he's as old, as ugly as a worn-out cab horse.
He is old, but I wouldn't take 5 squeezers for him.
Well,
How can you? He's a dog. As for squeezer, well, it's too funny to argue. Anybody you like has a dog as good as squeezer. You may find them under every bush almost. 25 rubles would be a handsome price to pay for.
there's some demon of contradiction in you today, Ivan Vasilievich. First, you pretend that the meadows are yours. Now, that Guess is better than Squeezer. I don't like people who don't say what they mean, because you know perfectly well that Squeezer is 100 times better than your silly Guess. Woo, 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 woo. Why do you want to say it isn't?
I see, Natalia Stepanova, that you consider me either blind or a fool. You must realize that Squeezer is an overshot.
It's not true.
He is.
It's not true. It's
Why?
not true. It's
Why?
not true.
Madam, why shout?
Why? Well, why talk rot? It's awful. It's time your guess was shot, and you compare him with Squeezer?
Excuse me, I cannot continue this discussion. My heart is.
Well, I've noticed that those hunters argue most, who know least.
Madam, please be silent. My heart is going to pieces. Shut up.
No, shut up! Until you acknowledge that Squeezer is 100 times better than your guess.
100 times worse. Be hanged to your squeezer. Head, eyes, shoulder.
Oh, there's no need to hang your silly guess. You're not dead already.
Up!
Ah,
It's bursting.
I shan't shut up.
What's the matter now?
Papa. Tell us truly, which is the better dog? Our Squeezer or his guess?
Stepan Stepanovich, I implore you to tell me just one thing. Is your squeezer overshot or not? Yes or no?
Suppose he is. What does it matter? He's the best dog in the district for all that, and so on.
But isn't my guess better, really, now?
Don't excite yourself, my precious one. Allow me. Your guess certainly has his good points. He's a purebred, firm on his feet, has well-sprung rims and all that. But, my dear, if you want to know the truth, that dog has 2 defects. He's old and he's short in the muzzle.
Excuse me, my heart. Let's.
Uh-oh.
You will remember that on the Marisky hunt, my guess ran neck and neck with the Count's dog while your squeezer was left a whole verse behind.
He got left behind because the Count's whipper-in hit him with his whip.
And with good reason. The dogs are running after a fox when Squeezer goes and starts worrying your sheep.
Oh, it's not true, my dear fellow. I'm very liable to lose my temper, and so, just because of that, let's stop arguing. You started because everybody is always jealous of everybody else's dogs. Yes, we're all like that. You too, sir, aren't blameless. You no sooner notice that some dog is better than your guess than you begin with this, with that, and the other, and all this. I remember everything.
I remember too.
I remember too. What do you remember?
Oh, my heart, my foot's gone to sleep. I can't even.
Oh, my heart. What sort of a hunter are you? You ought to go and lie on the kitchen oven and catch black beetles, not go after foxes. My heart. My heart.
Yes, really. What sort of hunter are you anyways? You ought to go and sit home with your palpitations and not go tracking animals. You could go hunting, but you only go to argue with people and interfere with their dogs and so on. Well, let's change the subject in case I lose my temper. You're not a hunter at all. And anyway.
And are you a hunter? You only go hunting to get in with the Count and to intrigue. My heart. You're an intriguer.
What? I? An intriguer? Shut up!
Intriguer.
Boy, pup!
Oh, rat, Jesuit!
Oh, shut up, or I'll shoot you like a partridge, you fool!
Everybody knows that. Oh, my heart, your late wife used to beat you. My feet, temple sparks. I fall, I fall.
And you're under the slipper of your housekeeper.
There, my heart is burst. My shoulders come off. Oh, where's my shoulder? I die. Oh.
Boy, milksop, fool! I'm sick, sick, sick.
Is it me? No.
Yes.
Oh, shoot. I'm sorry. I already went to the next page. What do I say now? You're still going on about things.
Boy,
Oh, I'm
milksop.
sorry. Yeah, you're right. What sort of a hunter are you? You can't even sit on a horse. Oh, Papa, what's the matter with him? Papa, look, Papa. Ah! Ivan Vasilevich! He's dead!
I'm sick.
He's
I
dead!
can't breathe air.
Oh, he's dead! Oh, Ivan Vasilevich! Ivan Vasilevich! Ivan Vasilevich! What have you done to me? He's dead! Oh, a doctor! A doctor!
Oh, what is it? What's the matter?
Yeah. Oh no, he's dead! Oh no! You killed my
Who's
suitor!
dead? Oh, so he is. My word.
Oh.
Water! A doctor, drink this. No, he doesn't drink it. It means he's dead and all that. Oh, I'm the most unhappy of men. Why don't I put a bullet in my brain? Why haven't I cut my throat yet? What am I waiting for? Give me a knife. Give me a pistol. He seems to be coming around. Oh, drink some water. That's
Yeah.
right.
Oh, I see stars.
Oh,
Mist.
yeah.
Where am I?
Oh, well, hurry up and get married and well, to the devil with you. She's willing. She's willing and all that. I give you my blessing and so on. Only leave me in peace.
Eh? What? To whom?
She's willing.
Hi.
Well, be damned to you.
He's alive! Yes, yes! I'm willing!
Kiss each other.
Eh? Kiss whom?
Oh.
Very nice, too.
Oh.
Excuse me, what's it all about?
Oh.
Oh,
Oh.
I understand.
Oh.
My heart,
Oh.
stars. I'm happy. The tiniest.
Yeah.
But no, my foot's gone to sleep.
I'm happy too.
What a weight off my shoulders. Oof.
Oh, but still, you will admit now. Come on, the Gus is worse than Squeezer. Oh. Worse.
Well, that's a way to start your family bliss. Have some champagne.
Yeah. No, he's worse. He's worse. Worse.
Champagne, champagne, champagne. Let's have some champagne.
That's genius. Genius writing, man.
Yeah. It's like he
I'm
never
sorry I
gets
kept losing
close
my
to her. He
place.
never gets around to it. It's just sort of like, okay, he was unconscious. We'll make him say that he proposed.
That's great.
kept losing my place.
Bravo.
Oh man, I saw that. I had just gotten out of drama school in England, right? I was always at drama school, Royal Central. And it was 1988. My mom came over, and my best friend Erica Grant Bell. We went to see it in the West End. I've told you this already 3 years ago when we had the Chekhov. And Rowan Atkinson was LaBeouf, and Cheryl Campbell. A few years ago, she had just done Chariots of Fire. She was the blonde, pretty actress. She was tough though. In this play, she was a tough little thing. Oh my God, it was. The only time I've ever laughed harder in the theater ever. Since then, I saw the Book of Mormon, and I was TMI, practically pissing myself laughing in the audience, slapping my thighs. I was falling out of the chair. Rowan Atkinson's hairstyle was out like this the whole time, and at one point he was limping around all in pain and all fucked up. Excuse my language. And he got his leg to go like not this way. He got a leg to go the other way somehow, and he was limping around. I was dying laughing. They were hilarious. They were fighting each other. Oh my God.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's. I mean, Chekhov, when he really was first known as a writer, as a short story writer and writer of comic pieces.
I was
And
going to use this prop.
has
Crap, I
that
forgot.
comic,
I forgot to-
the oxen meadows, and then getting on about the dogs, and it's like,
Yeah.
oh my goodness,
Oh,
I can just imagine what their married life will be like.
yeah, right.
You
Well,
said earlier, Paul, that the
sex life will
sequel.
be all exciting.
Paul?
But he was such a close observer of people that the greatest writers are, Shakespeare was. You could just see Shakespeare in the tavern watching everybody making notes. Making notes.
Paul.
Yes,
Paul.
Michael, what do you want to say?
You say that The Seagull was his first play?
Yes. Well, he was. Wait, no, didn't. He also did a trial. No, Ivanov. Ivanov.
Well, he
And
actually,
Wild Honey was the former version of sort of Uncle Vanya. But then he wrote.
Seagull was the one that Tolstoy said was a bad play. And then I thought he didn't write for a while after that.
no. I mean, he'd written other things earlier. The Seagull was the one that really made the first one that made his reputation.
Right.
Although he'd written like an earlier play, Platonov, which then he sort of rewrote as Ivanov. But it was also Platonov was originally this very huge long manuscript, which that's the one that has been made into Wild Honey, which was Michael Frayn's adaptation. Because Michael Frayn he's a wonderful playwright, Copenhagen, Make and Break, Noises Off, just so many
Yeah.
wonderful plays. And he's also a Russian, and he's done a lot of translations of Chekhov as well. And
They don't do Ivanov. That was one of Vivian Lee's last shows that she did. She did it on Broadway.
yeah.
John Gielgud, I think, directed it, Ivanov. That's one of the big five. And then there are all the short plays. And no one ever does. They forget about that one of the big five. It's not.
No, because even I'm not really very familiar with Ivanov. I don't think I've ever
Oh,
seen
it's damn good. Excuse me.
even actually read it. But I mean, Wild Honey was great. I saw it with Ian McKellen.
To get into colleges from Interlochen Arts Academy High School, 1978, I did a speech my teacher assigned me to do for my audition speech. I forget the character's name. She's young and she's so bored with all these people. And he thought it would suit me. I think it did. And she's going, "You're bored. You're so boring. You're so boring." That's the young person in Ivanov. And the lead is this lovely, slightly older woman now, and she's dying of tuberculosis. That was the Vivian Lee part. And there's her husband.
Yeah.
Oh, he kind of falls for that younger woman, the husband. Right. That's the basic plot.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, there are yeah, and I mean there's other stuff that's that his a number of short plays that he wrote, and including other. I mean, Prozel's probably the best known of the short plays, which
Yeah. Right. And then you have these short stories. I mean, apparently he is really the most accepted to be. There are an awful lot of great short story writers in all the cultures of the world and history, but he's kind of, people concede. I mean, if he's not the top of all time, he's in the top three. He supported himself with his short stories, put himself through med school because his dad drank himself to death, and his dad was beating on his mom back down in that town on the Black Sea where he grew up. His dad was a grocer, and his businesses would always fail. But I forgot, Paul. Chekhov's dad was the amateur director of the choir in town. He had a lot of musicality in him, and he was very bossy about that stuff. He was very autocratic because he was the big arts guy in the town that he grew up in. And he had a younger brother, right? Wasn't Anton the oldest? I think so. So he had
I'm not
that
sure.
sense of
I don't.
responsibility. And there were all these kids in the family, and some of them died of poverty, like James Joyce's family and Shakespeare.
Yeah, and I think like Michael Chekhov, the actor, was I think like a cousin of his, as
Yeah.
I believe, and
Right, and then Chekhov goes to Moscow, way up north in the big city, and he had to pay his own way for med school. He had to
no,
keep writing these short stories so he could pay his own tuition and stuff, and send money back down to his family because his dad was just this drunk, for his mom,
I mean, and
and
that's
his siblings. Amazing.
how much.
The man was a saint.
Yeah, and he wrote a lot of short stories. There's
Yes. And
he
finally, the
also-
intelligentsia got wind of the fact that they weren't just fluff in like the entertainment magazines. This was a good writer they had on their hands.
Yeah, but then it was and he died so young. I mean,
Right. TB. He contracted TB looking after the people with the diseases. He contracted it on the job as a doctor. And he was very ambivalent about ever like tying himself down with a woman. I used to think he was a virgin till Olga Knipper, who played the first actress, German Russian actress, the first Irina, the first
well, wasn't she
Anya.
Arkadyevna?
But I always thought he must have been this virgin. No. Apparently, he did go to brothels once in a while. I mean, but he couldn't fall in love because of his issues in his life. He already had enough issues. Everybody has his issues as a doctor and a writer, and he had ambitions as a writer. He had ambitions. He knew he was pretty good. He wanted to write these plays, but he was ahead of his time a little bit. That's hard as a writer.
Mm-hmm.
They're not funding your production, whatever. I'm glad he got happiness with Olga at the very end, though, right?
Yeah, because there's a nice book is like a collection of sort of their love letters to each other.
Oh, I keep meaning to buy that. I hate Amazon. I never use it. I'll go to the Strand bookstore.
Yes,
What year did he die?
Great source for old theater books because from the bookshop.
All right, now I don't know what happened to Angus. I was so looking forward to it, but anybody could be the friend. Paul, would you or Michael be the friend? I really want to do. I'm gonna do the tragedian in spite of himself. Okay.
I'm gonna listen because I'm not feeling well. I'm gonna listen.
I got all my props here. You should see. I'm surrounded by all
Well,
these.
great job, Michael. That was so much fun, and it just sort of you're
Oh,
not
Michael, you going now?
fed into
You have to go,
the
Michael?
character.
Well, honey?
You have to go,
what
Michael?
I'm sorry?
Do you have to go?
No, I'm just gonna listen
Oh, okay.
because I'm not
You mind
feeling
being
so
the
hot. And I
friend?
want Paul to do it.
Marushkin or whatever his name is.
Yeah.
I read
me
The
do it, Paul.
Tragedian in Spite of Himself many years ago, and
I'll go to off video and listen.
it's just very, very funny, and it's very.
I mean, yeah.
So, I read it, and it's such a motor mouth freak out. He's having a nervous breakdown. I said, "Oh, that's got my name on it."
You got
and I get to have all these props. I'm in love with props and costumes. I have so many here. I'm not going to be able to use them all because I also have to manipulate the PDF now a new way with a mouse. But I should have a hard copy. It'd be better. You ready? You want to do it?
Yeah, let me get off.
Oh, Michael, you. Oh,
Yeah, no.
you're gonna do it.
Sure. And which one am I doing? I'm doing.
You're playing Moroshkin, and I'm the freak out dude, Topachov. Tolkachov, and you are Moroshkin. Oh, Angus, I hope you're okay. Angus was gonna do this.
Yeah.
All right, well, whatever. All right.
Alrighty. So
We're
yes.
ready to go. It's the first one in this collection, right? Let me go back to
The tragedian in spite of himself.
All right, good.
The scene is laid in St. Petersburg, in Moroshkin's flat. In Moroshkin's study, comfortable furniture. Moroshkin is seated at his desk. Enter Tolkachov, and holding many parcels. He looks around stupidly and sets himself down on the sofa in exhaustion. How do you do, Ivan Ivanovich? Delighted to see you. What brings you here?
My dear good fellow, I want to ask you something. I implore you, lend me a revolver, a gun, until tomorrow. Be a friend.
What do you want a revolver for?
I must have it. Oh, little fathers, give me some water. Water, quickly. I must have it. I've got to go through a dark wood tonight, and it just hopped the PDF. And I got a couple more lines. Oh my gosh, I just want the script on top of it. Let me go back to the short plays of Chekhov and bring this up again now. Okay, the mouse is coming down. Oh, I hate you. Now we're on page 55. Oh my goodness. Well, check this out now. So I was in the end of a dark wood, and we're on page 2 or 3, yeah.
Page 2.
In case of accidents. In case of accidents, do please lend it to me.
Oh, you liar, Ivan Ivanovich. What the devil have you got to do in a dark wood? I expect you are up to something. I can see by your face that you are up to something. What's the matter with you? Are you ill?
No, wait a moment. Let me breathe. Oh, little mothers. I am dog tired. I'm dog tired. I got a feeling all over me, man. And in my head as well. As if I've been roasted on a spit. I can't stand it any longer. Be a friend and don't ask me any questions or insist on details. Just give me the revolver. Give me it. I beseech you.
Really? Ivan Ivanovich, what cowardice is this? The father of a family and a civil servant holding a responsible post? For shame!
Oh, what sort of a father of a family am I? I'm a martyr. I'm a beast of burden. An N-word. A slave. A rascal who, look at this. Look at this. A slave. A rascal who keeps on waiting here for something to happen instead of starting off in the next world. For the next world, I'm a rag, a fool, I'm an idiot. Why am I alive? What's the use? Hey, well now, tell me why am I alive? What's the purpose of this uninterrupted series of mental and physical sufferings? I understand being a martyr. Yeah, to an idea, yes. but to be a martyr to the devil knows what? Skirts. Skirts. And well, to check this out. Globes. Look. Globes. Ah! What else? Globes and devil knows what stuff here. No, I humbly decline. No, 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 I've had enough. Enough.
Don't shout. The neighbors will hear you.
Well, let your neighbors hear. It's all the same to me. If you don't give me a revolver, somebody else will, and there will be an end to me anyway. I've made up my mind.
Hold on. You've pulled off a button. Speak calmly. I don't understand. What's
Calmly, calmly. What's wrong? You ask me what's wrong. Okay, very well. I'll tell you. Very well. I'll tell you everything. Then perhaps my soul will be lighter. Let's sit down. Now, listen. Oh, little mothers, I am out of breath. Okay, just let's take today as an instance. Just take today. As you know, I've got to work at the Treasury from 9 to 4. All right. It's hot. It's stuffy. There are flies. And, my dear fellow, the very dickens of a chaos. The secretary is on leave. Crap off has gone to get married. And the smaller fries, mostly in the country, making love or occupied with amateur theatricals. Everybody's sleepy, tired, and done up that you can't get any sense out of them. The secretary's duties are in the hand of an individual who is deaf in the left ear, like I am in real life suddenly, and in love. The public, I'm moving the PDF now, and I'm gonna tell you what's happening as long as it doesn't bump all around the PDF. The public has lost its memory. Hey, y'all Americans and people, everybody, well, that's a different century. Everybody's running around angry and raging, road rage, and there is such a hullabaloo that you can't hear yourself speak. Confusion and smoke. Talk about forest fires as we go forward in time 100 years everywhere. And my work is definitely, always the same. Always the same. First a correction, then a reference back, then computer. Well, that's later. Another correction, then another reference back. It's all as monotonous as the waves of the sea. I need Starbucks, but that's not till 100 years later. One's eyes, you understand, simply crawl out of one's head. Give me some water. Well, you come out a broken, exhausted man. You like to dine. Okay, dine, eat, and fall asleep. But you don't. You remember that you live in the country. That is, you're a slave, a rag, a bit of string, a bit of limp flesh. And you gotta run around and do errands. Where we live in a pleasant custom has grown up when a man goes to town, every wretched female inhabitant, not to mention one's own wife, has the power and the right to give him a crowd of commitments and commissions. Where's that word? Commissions. The wife orders you to run into the modistes. Yeah, the motifs. And curse her for making a bodice too wide across the chest and too narrow across the shoulders. She got fat, maybe. So did I. But little Sonia wants a new pair of shoes. Your sister-in-law wants some scarlet silk. You know, like the pattern. Oh, at 20 kopecks. Ooh, 20 kopecks. And 3 arshins long. Wait, just wait. I'll read you. Look, check this out. A globe for the lamp. All right. 1 pound of pork sausages. Oh. 5 kopecks worth of cloves. I have that here. Look, right. Okay. And cinnamon. I even have. Yeah. And cinnamon. Castor oil for Misha. Oh, where's that? Yeah. So much. Right. Castor oil for Misha. I got the broccoli. 10 pounds of granulated sugar. Here to bring with you from home. Okay. A copper jar. For the sugar. Carbolic acid. Insect powder. 2 kopecks worth. 10 kopecks worth. 20 bottles of beer, vinegar, and corsets for Mademoiselle Chanceau at number 82. Oh! And to bring home Misha's winter coat and galoshes. That is the order of my wife and family. Then there are the commissions of our dear friends and neighbors. Just take them. Tomorrow is the name day of Volodya Vlasin. I have to buy a bicycle for him. The wife of Lieutenant Colonel Vishkin is in an interesting condition. I am therefore must bring the midwife. Come on, PDF. Bev, bound to call in the midwives every day and invite her to come, and so on, and so on. There are 5 notes in my pocket and handkerchief all in knots. And so, my dear fellow, you spend the time between your office and your train running about the dog town like a dog with your tongue. I'm finding the hanging out, running and cursing life. From the clothiers to the chemists, from the chemists to the modistes, from the modistes to the pork butchers, and then back again to the chemists. In one place you stumble, in a second you lose your money. In a third, you forget to pay, and they raise a hue and cry after you. In a fourth, you tread on the train of a lady's dress. You get so shaken up from all this that your bones ache all night. On that arthritis, and you dream of crocodiles. Yeah, crocodiles. Well, you've made all your purchases. But how are you to pack all these things? For instance, how are you to put a heavy copper jar together with a lamp globe without it breaking all over the heckin' place, right? Yeah, the carbolic acid with the tea. Huh? Well, how are you to make a combination of beer bottles and this bicycle? Huh? It's the labors of Hercules. A puzzle. It's a rebus. Whatever tricks you think of in the long run, you're bound to smash or scatter something. You know, and at the station, wait, the page is coming down. Oh my God, the whole page. And on top of it, you'll lose the PDF. Wait a minute, I'm almost there, dudes. I think it's like page. Oh my God, stop hopping around here. All right, I think I'm like page 10 right now. We're going. Yeah, granulated sugar, righteous labors. Okay, right. You have to stand with your arms apart on the train, holding up some parcel or under your chin, with parcels, cardboard boxes, such like rubbish all over you. Ah! The train starts. The passengers begin to throw your luggage about on all sides. You got your things on somebody else's seat. Yeah, they yell, they call for the conductor, they threaten to have you put out. But what can I do? I just stand and blink my eyes like a whacked donkey. Now, listen to this. I get home. Oh, you think I'd like to have a nice little drink after my righteous labors and a good square meal, isn't that so? But there's no chance of that. My spouse has been on the lookout for me for quite some time. Yeah, where's that card I'm giving you? It says my wife insanity. Well, it went away right now. My spouse. She's been on the lookout for me for quite some time. You've hardly started on your soup. Yum. When she has her claws into you, wretched slave that you are. And wouldn't you like to go to some amateur theatricals or to a dance? You can't protest. You're a husband. And the word husband, when translated into the language of summer residents in the country, means a dumb beast, which you can load to any extent without fear of the interference of the Society of the Prevention of the Cruelty to Animals, ASPCA. And they're good people. So you go and you blink at a family scandal or something. Oh, you applaud when your wife tells you to, and you feel worse and worse and worse until you expect an epileptic fit to happen any moment. If you go to a dance, you have to find partners for your wife, and there is a shortage of them. You have to dance the quadrilles yourself. You get back from the theater or the dance after midnight. You are no longer a man, but a useless limp rag. Well, at last, you got what you want. Oh, you unrobe and get into bed. Ah, this is excellent. You can close your eyes and sleep. Everything is so nice, it's poetic and warm. You understand? And there's no children squealing behind the wall. And you got rid of your wife. And your conscience is clear. What more can you want? You fall asleep. And suddenly you hear a buzz. Gnats! Gnats! Ah! Be there triply accursed gnats! Whoa! Gnats! It's one of the plagues of Egypt, one of the tortures of the Inquisition. Bzz, bzz. It sounds so pitiful, so pathetic, but as if it's begging your pardon. But the villain stings so that you have to scratch yourself for an hour after. Mosquitoes all around, man. Like happened to the Wright brothers. Years later, you smoke, you go for them, and you cover yourself with head to foot, but it's no good. At last, you have to sacrifice yourself and let the cursed things devour you. You no sooner got used to the gnats when another plague begins downstairs. Your wife begins practicing sentimental songs with her two friends. They sleep by day, see, and rehearse for amateur concerts by night. Oh my God. The tenors. Those tenors are a torture with which no gnats on earth can compare. Oh, tell me my youth has tortured you, ruined you. Before thee do I stand enchanted. The beastly things. They've about killed me. So, as to deafen myself a little, I do this. I drum on my ears. Yeah. This goes on until 4 o'clock in the morning. Now, give me some more water, brother. Well, not having slept, I'm running on empty. You get up at 6 o'clock in the morning and off you go to the station. You run so as not to be late, and it's muddy, foggy, cold, cold. Then you go to town and start all over again. So there, brother, it's a horrible life. I wouldn't wish one like it for my enemy. You understand? I'm ill. Got what? Come on, PDF, be my friend now. Got asthma, heartburn. I'm always afraid of something. I got indigestion. Everything's thick before me. I become a regular psychopath. Only between ourselves, I want to go down and see Merzhevsky. There's some devil in me, brother. In moments of despair and suffering, when the gnats are stinging or the tenors sing, everything suddenly grows dim. You jump up and race around the whole house like a lunatic and shout, I want blood, I want blood. And really all the time, I want blood. All you do want to let a knife. Oh my God, the PDF bounce around now again. I want to stick a knife in them and in myself, and I'm almost there. It's page like 14 now, right? I'm almost there now, man. We're almost done with this. Torture everybody watching. Yeah, I want to stick a knife. Yeah, here we are. I'm gonna stick a knife in them. Yeah, or hit him over the head with a chair. That's what life in a summer villa leads to. And nobody has any sympathy for me. And everybody seems to think it's all as it should be. People even laugh. But understand, I am a living being. And I want to live. I want to live. This isn't a farce. It's tragedy. I say, if you don't give me your revolver, you might at least, any rate, sympathize.
I do sympathize.
Oh, well, I see how much you sympathize. Goodbye. I've got to go buy some anchovies and some sausage. Oh, and some tooth powder. And then to the station.
Where are you living?
At Carrion River.
Really? Then you'll know Olga Pavlova Finberg, who lives there.
I know her. We're even acquainted.
Oh, how perfectly splendid. That's so convenient. And it would be so good of you.
What's that?
My dear fellow, wouldn't you do one little thing for me? Be a friend. Promise me now.
What's that?
It would be such a friendly action. I implore you, my dear man. In the first place, give Olga Pavlova my very kind regards. In the second place, there's a little thing I'd like you to take down to her. She asked me to get a sewing machine, but I haven't got anybody to send it down to her by. You take it, my dear, and you might at the same time take down this canary in its cage. Only be careful or you'll break the door. What are you looking at me like that for?
A sewing machine. A canary in a cage. Siskins. Chaffinches!
Ivanovich, what's the matter with you? Why are you turning purple?
Give me the sewing machine. Where's the bird cage? Give me the bird cage. Give me the sewing machine. Now, get on top of yourself. Eat me. Beat me. Tear me to pieces. Kill me. Kill me. I want blood. I want blood. I want blood.
You've gone mad.
I want blood. I want blood. Wait. I want
He's
blood.
gone mad. Peter, Maria, where are you? Help!
With that mop. I want blood. What?
Just the canary then. What about that?
Get you.
Help, help.
What? Isn't that fun? Thank you for sticking with me that whole time, Paul. My God. I didn't even use half the props I got up here.
That was fun.
Isn't that Jesus?
As well, and we've gotten Angus is finally
Oh, Angus, you missed. What happened, Ang? What's going on?
I got held up. I wasn't able to.
Well, you know, we did all kinds of amazing. Oh, you got anything you want to do?
Nah.
Oh,
Series and I
thought every
watched the whole
fucking
thing.
man. Paul, thanks, man. That was a blast.
Virginia,
Sorry, everybody, my PDF. I lengthened it to twice the size.
look,
Could
Virginia,
have been because of my PDF.
can you see series? Hold on. Wait, there she is.
I can see a little bit,
Can
but
you
it's
see
just
series?
difficult when you have backgrounds
Yeah,
on.
I know
Hey,
they
that's a
think
kitty
she's
cat.
blocking her out. I
Is that
know.
a kitty cat?
Yes, there's a kitty cat there.
Oh.
Yeah,
Invisible.
except that the flower garden
There it
keeps
is.
They're so
grinding.
pretty.
on.
so
there
There she is.
is.
Yeah, but then the
There
plant, I don't know what it
she
is.
Wait, I
Yeah.
forget your name. Wait, what are their names again? Cindy? Not Cindy. Cynthia?
Series.
Series. Hi,
This
Series.
is
Oh, you named
Series
Siri.
and
That's perfect.
Cookie.
Siri.
She's pretty.
No, but you had Mr.
Mr. Dibbs passed away a couple of years ago, but I also lost two babies a couple months ago. It's been a very hard time.
Remember,
But this is Series, and we have Cookie, who's in
Cookie.
the other
Oh
room.
my gosh,
Series
Cookie
and
is
Cookie.
naked? Oh.
Series and Cookie.
Did Cookie have like leukemia or something?
No,
Cookie's
no,
alive.
no.
Cookie's
They-
the good one.
I don't. No, Cookie's here with me.
Oh,
Cookie's
good.
here. No, I
Cookie,
lost
that's a great
Coco.
name.
I lost Coco from kidney
Coco,
disease.
yeah,
Anyways,
And I lost
That happened
Series.
to me with-
Johnny.
let's just
from
wrap this up
Fargo.
in terms of
All
the
right, wrap it
Chekhov.
up.
If there are any sort of final thoughts on Chekhov we want to have before we end our live stream, and I want to thank
It's a
everybody
little
who
crazy.
participated, and Daniela, and also Robert and Anton and
Yeah, the
Jackie,
whole family.
Michael, and
Hi,
everyone.
Angus.
Clinton family.
I'm going to then.
Now Jackie wants to go cook something, right, Jack?
Cook something? No,